There is an ancient saying, the finger pointing at the moon is not the moon. And yet, many stare at the finger and wonder why the moon feels so distant. Today, I ask you this. Is the crescent moon already in the palm of your hand? Because perhaps what you seek, what you chase, what you pray to grasp, is not somewhere out there. It's within, it's already with you, but are your eyes open enough to see it? Is your heart still enough to feel it? People spend years chasing enlightenment, success, peace, and purpose as if it is a treasure buried on a distant island. They move faster, work harder, think deeper. But what if the journey is not forward or outward? What if it's inward? The crescent moon, that symbol of mystery, transformation, and potential, may not be in the sky. It may not be in the words of masters or scrolls. It may be in how you breathe, in how you stand, in how you observe a single moment. In truth, the crescent moon is a reflection, a soft reminder of what is partially visible and what must be discovered by patience and presence. So I ask you again, not for an answer, but for reflection, is the crescent moon already in your palm? Or are you still chasing shadows? From a very young age, we are taught that answers live somewhere outside of us. We're trained to look outward, to schools for knowledge, to masters for wisdom, to society for validation, and to the world for our sense of worth. This creates a lifelong pursuit, a cycle where we constantly believe the next step, the next achievement, the next possession will finally give us peace. But this mindset is like trying to catch the wind with your hands. You chase, you run, you exhaust yourself, and still, something always feels missing. This illusion is deeply rooted in the human condition. It is the belief that transformation happens by acquiring more knowledge, more things, more experiences. Yet, have you noticed? The more you acquire, the emptier it sometimes feels. That is because peace, clarity, and self-realization are not things you get. They are things you uncover. They are already part of you, hidden beneath the layers of noise and conditioning. You do not need to add, you need to subtract. Imagine a traveler searching for a sacred gem. He searches every mountain, crosses oceans, visits monasteries, only to come back home, open a forgotten drawer, and find the gem was there all along. This story is not a metaphor. It is your life. The sacred gem is your inner awareness, your stillness, your truth. But as long as you are convinced that something else will save you, you'll keep overlooking your own hand. The illusion persists because it feels safer to look outward. Blaming circumstances is easier than facing ourselves. But real power, real change, begins the moment you turn your gaze inward. That's when you realize the journey is not horizontal, it's vertical. Not from place to place, but from surface to depth. Not from others to self. This is the great paradox. When you stop seeking externally and sit with your breath, your silence, your own presence, the illusion dissolves. Then you see clearly the crescent moon you've been chasing was never in the sky. It was always in your palm, hidden by your own restlessness. And in that moment of realization, the chase ends and being begins. The crescent moon is not full. It does not shine with totality, and yet it captures us. Its shape, curved and incomplete, holds a certain mystery. A promise of what's coming, a whisper of potential that is not yet realized. In many traditions, the crescent moon is a sacred symbol, not of perfection but of becoming. And in your own life, it reflects a powerful truth. You do not need to be complete to be radiant. We are often obsessed with the idea of wholeness. We think, once I have it all figured out, once I am fully healed, fully wise, fully ready, then I will be worthy. But look at the moon. Even in its crescent phase, it illuminates the night. It does not wait for fullness to shine. Likewise, you do not need to wait until you are perfect to live, to act, to grow. You are not broken. You are in phase. The crescent moon invites you to honor your current state, your imperfections, your partial victories, your incomplete understanding as sacred. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, your journey is one of cycles. There are moments to expand and moments to rest. There are nights of darkness and nights of silver light. But none of them are wrong. They are simply the rhythm of becoming. Also, notice the crescent moon is not trying to become full. It simply moves. It allows nature to shape it. In the same way, your life doesn't need force. It needs flow. The less you resist your current state, the more gracefully you move toward your fullness. And when that fullness comes, you will realize it was never the goal. It was just another phase in a never-ending spiral of growth. So what does it mean when we ask, as the crescent moon in the palm of your hand? It means, are you aware that even now, in your uncertainty, in your half-lit understanding, in your quiet evolution, you already carry beauty, power, and light. You are not becoming enough. You already are. Just as the crescent moon is still the moon, even when it does not show all its light. We live in a world obsessed with motion. People always ask, what's next? As if stillness is a sin. We're taught to chase the next goal, the next step, the next version of ourselves. But in this constant pursuit, we overlook something essential. Life does not happen in the next moment. It happens now. And if you are not present now, then what are you really living? To hold the crescent moon in your hand is to understand this. The light you're chasing has always been with you. But you can only see it when you stop moving and arrive into the present moment. Most people are time travelers in their own mind, always regretting the past or fearing the future. They miss the beauty of what is right before them. Presence is not passive, it is powerful. It is the doorway to clarity, peace, and even transformation. Think of it like this: when your mind is busy, it's like a cup filled with mud. No matter how much truth or light you pour into it, the water stays cloudy. But when you pause, when you breathe, when you anchor yourself in the now, the mud begins to settle. The water becomes clear. And only then do you see the reflection of the moon shimmering quietly in your awareness. In many teachings, the greatest wisdom is not found in grand gestures or exotic retreats, but in the act of noticing the sound of your footsteps, the wind on your skin, the quiet space between thoughts. These are not meaningless details. They are portals. To be present with them is to reconnect with what's real. The moon cannot be found through speed. But in still presence, it becomes visible not just in the sky but within. Presence is not just a spiritual practice. It is a life practice. Relationships deepen. Stress softens, vision sharpens, and the need to chase dissolves. Because when you are fully present, you realize what you seek is already here. You are no longer running after the moon. You are sitting beneath it, eyes open, hands open, heart open. In a world filled with constant noise, movement, and distraction, stillness is a forgotten language, yet it is the native tongue of the soul. Just as calm water reflects the moon with perfect clarity, a still mind reflects the truth that has always been there. The question is not whether the crescent moon is in your hand. The question is, can you be still enough to see it? Stillness is not inactivity. It is attention without effort. It is the art of resting deeply within yourself, like a mountain unmoved by the wind. And in that state, something extraordinary happens. The world doesn't change, you do. Your inner turbulence begins to settle. Your heartbeat softens. Your breath slows. The layers of thought, worry, and identity fall away. And what remains? Awareness, clear, quiet, and whole. Most people fear stillness because it removes their distractions. It forces them to face what lies beneath their busy schedules and loud minds. But within that silence, there is no danger, only discovery. There you meet yourself without masks. There, you begin to feel the subtle pulse of something deeper than thought, something timeless. That is where the moon hides, not in the heavens, but in your center. Practicing stillness doesn't require isolation or escape. You can be still while walking, while drinking tea, even while standing in a crowded street. It is a state of inner anchoring, where you are no longer pulled in every direction by your desires or fears. In that place, you become deeply rooted, yet infinitely expansive. You begin to sense that the crescent moon is not something to reach, it's something to remember. Stillness, then, is not the end of the journey. It is the doorway through which the real journey begins, the journey inward. And once you cross that threshold, you stop needing answers. Because in stillness, the mind becomes silent, and the soul begins to speak. There is a quiet but powerful truth. Freedom is born from discipline. Not the rigid discipline of punishment, but the gentle, committed discipline of devotion. To uncover the crescent moon within your palm, the truth of your being, you must be willing to walk the inner path with consistency, integrity, and attention. Without discipline, the mind becomes like an untamed horse, wild, reactive, directionless. With discipline, it becomes your ally, sharp, focused, and aligned. Many misunderstand discipline as restriction, but in its highest form, discipline is liberation. It frees you from the prison of impulse, from the chains of unconscious behavior. Every time you choose awareness over distraction, stillness over chaos, presence over craving, you are polishing the mirror of your soul. And slowly something begins to emerge from within, something ancient, something true, something that was never lost, only forgotten. True discipline is not about doing more, but about doing less with greater intention. Fewer words but spoken with awareness. Fewer actions but moved with purpose. Fewer thoughts but grounded in clarity. Through this kind of practice, you stop scattering your energy and begin to gather it like a river, focused and flowing toward the ocean of self-realization. The crescent moon as a symbol is only a sliver of the full picture. Discipline teaches you to be patient with this sliver, to nurture it, to observe it, to grow with it. It teaches you to stay even when discomfort arises, to breathe even when doubt appears, to return again to the present moment, because each return is a deepening. Each return is a homecoming. So when you ask, as the crescent moon in the palm of my hand, discipline becomes your answer, not in words but in practice. It is the discipline of sitting in silence, showing up for your breath, listening to your heart, and aligning your actions with your inner truth. Through this, slowly, gracefully, the light expands. And you no longer wonder if the moon is in your hand, because you've become the hand that holds it. So now, breathe deeply and pause. You've spent much of your life looking up, chasing symbols, titles, goals, and answers written in the stars. But maybe, just maybe, the mystery you seek is not written in the sky, but carved into the silence between your thoughts, resting in the open palm you've ignored. The crescent moon, that ancient symbol of becoming, was never separate from you. It is your breath in stillness. It is your presence in chaos. It is your discipline in uncertainty. It is the reflection of who you truly are when the noise fades and the stillness speaks. You don't need to grasp harder. You don't need to run faster. You only need to return to this moment, this breath, this awareness. And when you finally stop searching, you will find that the crescent moon has always been there. Not above you, not beyond you, but within you. Now ask yourself one last time, not with thought, but with presence. Is the crescent moon already in the palm of your hand? And listen quietly. The answer is waiting in the stillness.